how do you change your mind? How do you reprogram yourself or change your frequency? See, these are things that you hear people talk about all the time, but how do you actually do it? Right? We know that most things are simple. Like, it's simple to change your mind, but that doesn't mean it's easy. And even if it's simple, where do you begin? What are the steps? What are the processes? Well, in order to answer that, as always, we have to bring it back to the Hermetic principles. We have to go back to principle number 2, the principle of correspondence, which states that as above, so below. And we live and operate on 3 planes of consciousness: the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. So this means the same rules apply on all 3 realms, higher and lower. Well, when it comes to change, if you want to change anything, let's look at the physical plane, because this is the plane that we spend most of our conscious awareness on. And this is the plane that we understand how most things work. So how do you change your physical body? How do you get in shape? How do you get stronger? How do you look better naked? Well, the answer, very simple, right? We all know it. It's you need to work out and exercise on a consistent basis. Now, consistency is the key word there, and I'm going to bring that up again. So how long would it take? How long would it take to change your body? How long would it take to get stronger? Well, the answer is obviously it depends, but for the sake of argument, in as little as 3 months, you will start noticing some small changes. They won't be much, but they'll be noticeable. In 6 months, people will start noticing. They will start asking you questions. You will start receiving some compliments. In a year of consistent working out, you will be a completely different person. And 2 years of consistent working out, you will embody health and strength, and it'll be part of your aura. It'll be a part of who you are. So in that scenario, consistency was the key word. And we know this to be true because 1 year of inconsistent working out is almost worthless, right? I mean, it's better than nothing. Any workout you do is better than not working out. But if you want to make significant change, working out for 1 year, 2 years, hell, I know people who have quote unquote been working out inconsistently for 10 years and nothing has changed. And if anything, they've gotten worse. So doing anything inconsistently doesn't change you. It makes little to no difference. And likewise, but one thing we know for sure is you will not get results overnight, right? You can have the best workout in the world, and you could do that for 1 day and almost nothing will happen, no change. So the point of all this is on the physical plane, it takes time and it takes doing whatever it is consistently. And the same goes for learning how to play guitar or learning a different language or whatever it is. Consistent practice is what makes the difference, and that's what leads to significant change. Okay, so let's bring this back to the mental, right? Let's bring this to the mental plane because that was the original question. How do you change your mind? Well, this means knowing the principle of correspondence. We know that we have to exercise our mind on a consistent basis. It means that we have to put in reps day in and day out. So a method that I found that works very well for myself is a meditation. But it's not just any meditation. It's a meditation where I use visualization and I use emotion and I focus on the feeling. This is straight out of the Joe Dispenza playbook. And if people are interested, I can do another video on my specific routine of how I do this meditation. Maybe it'll work for you. So basically, what I do is I try to get myself in an elevated state of emotion. For example, I want to be more successful. So how am I changing my mind to think more successful and to vibrate on the energy and frequency of success? Well, I get into this meditative state and I focus and I visualize of things that to me relate to success. And maybe that's being on a stage and speaking to hundreds of people and I'm getting a standing ovation at the end of my talk, or I'm in a boardroom shaking hands with people as we are coming up with new ideas and new businesses on how to help people unplug from the matrix, or I'm at a dinner party with a bunch of friends and coworkers and we're celebrating and we're having a nice dinner and we're cheersing with champagne because we just inked a deal, right? Whatever it is, and however you want to visualize that, but then at the same time I'm also stepping into that state of emotion and how it would feel to be in those situations. And for example, it would feel amazing. I would be excited and I'd be happy. So again, this is straight out of the Joe Dispenza playbook. Visualizing what it is that you want and in an elevated state of emotion. It's that simple. But here's the thing. Just like working out, doing this one day is not going to change anything. Doing this for 1 month is barely going to do anything. And doing it inconsistently over 10 years is basically pointless, right? So just like working out, I do this every single day. Every day I do a meditation that lasts 10 to 15 minutes where I become hyper focused and hyper aware and elevate my state of emotion and really visualize on what it is that I want. In addition to that, I'm always checking in on my mental state and making sure and being aware that I'm not drifting off. Because here's the thing, we've all been programmed negatively, and I've talked about this. And so if you are trying to unravel 20, 30, 40 years of negative programming, of believing that you're not good enough, of believing that you can't do it, believing that you'll always be poor or that you'll always be unhealthy or whatever it is, it's going to take a long time to unravel all that programming. And so one daily meditation consistently, well, that's a good start. That alone is probably not even enough. And so you have to constantly check in with your mental state and constantly bring yourself back in to focus. And one of the last videos I did was about being it before you become it. And this is another way of mental practice of being the person you want to become, talking like them, walking like them, dressing like them, doing the things that that person would do. And again, consistent, putting in reps every day, meditating, every day having positive self-talk, every day of recognizing when the negative thoughts creep in and pushing them away and filling the void back with positive thoughts, right? Very simple, but not easy. It's work. It's a challenge. It takes awareness. It takes sacrifice. It takes effort. But it's the only way. So there it is. That's your challenge. Get out there. Put in the reps physically. Put in the reps mentally. Put in the reps energetically. Right? We are on a mission to become better. So we need to get to work. See you on the other side.